You're listening to Turi Writers' She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. In this installment, we ask a lot of questions you may have asked yourself. Can you really get $50 for that old sock? And why would someone with a super boring job but no obligations be afraid to try the thing that he or she might like? Yeah, I see that you're sitting in the dark today.
I have a new lamp. So I'm sitting in the reflection of this really funky looking 60s lamp that I got for 25 cents at a yard sale. It's very groovy and I like it.
I was at a wedding last night. It was a lovely wedding, and I know both of the people, and the groom, who was a big vintage shopper, mentioned somehow in the course of the ceremony that he really liked thrift shopping and that the bride was learning to like thrift shopping. And to myself, I think, how can you not love thrift shopping? What is it about people that they want to pay retail for stuff? And the same when I keep hearing these tariffs, so I'm never going to be able to get a baby stroller. Yes, you are. Go down to any thrift store and get a baby stroller. And what is, I don't know, is there something about new that transfixes people and makes them feel like they should be paying 100 times as much?
Not I.
Yeah. Bargain hunters, that's what we love on this podcast. Show me your bargains. Yes, it's like guys want to show off their fish when they catch them and they're things that they hunt. And I want to show off the price tag on stuff that people go, oh, that's cool. And I bought it for like practically free. That's what I like.
I have my favorite bargain t-shirt on today. And it's former President Ronald Reagan. And he's making a face.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
I can. You'll have to put it on the
feed. Underneath it says, I smell hippies. I think I paid $1 for this shirt.
Do people offer to buy it off of you all the time?
All the time. It's a great t-shirt. I cut the sleeves off to make me look badass.
Well, you are badass, but people probably want to buy it even more because you cut the sleeves off it.
Yeah. I don't know where this shirt came from, but it's a great shirt.
Yeah, it's probably still made in America, too, back in the day.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
For sure.
I firmly believe in thrift shopping.
Yeah.
And yard sales. Yard sales are so much fun.
I love a yard sale, but I've stopped now because I'm trying so hard to get rid of so much stuff, which, by the way, was one of the things we did to clear out the person who is recently deceased's condo. We've been giving a lot of stuff. And today we dropped off some things that we had taken, last things that had come out of the apartment, electric brooms and a chandelier that we replaced with something used from Facebook Marketplace, by the way. Yes. Would you like to know? A Crate and Barrel light fixture that normally sells for $300 was mine for the low price of $40. So, yeah. Anyway, and I still, even though I am actively engaged in divesting, and even though we were just there to drop stuff off, what did I do? I wandered back into the store until the spousal unit kind of grabbed me by the sleeve and said, we're not here to do that right now. I felt like a kindergartner. No, sweetie, this isn't your private time right now. We're not here to do that right now. Which is like really a kindergartner thing that you would say, right? Isn't that what sweetheart, we're not here to get ice cream right now. It's not why we're here.
My husband refuses to go to anything like that, which usually comes out good for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's not there to say no.
That's right. But in this case, the spousal unit was there because we were dragging stuff down from the place that we're fixing up. So he needed to be there for that. So I needed him.
My Frankie's been in Chicago.
How's that going?
He comes home today. He's on a plane. The last I heard from him, they had been on the tarmac in Dallas for like an hour.
Oh, he took the cheap flight.
Oh, heck yeah. I booked him the super cheap flight. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you meanie. I thought you loved him. I thought you wanted him near you all the time. Instead, you wasted 5 hours of his day in the Dallas airport.
Money doesn't grow on trees.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I've been wanting to talk to you about not about your thing with money, which is fine, but also before I forget, I have to also tell you that Costco had slushy makers, and I thought of you.
I have one.
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
Well, no, it works. We just don't know how to use it. I'm sure it works, but it's just another one of those things. I have a new dog bowl too.
You don't know how to work
I'm sure
that?
it works. We don't know how to put it together. We're waiting for Frankie to get home.
I don't know if you can be defeated by a dog bowl. I have no hope for you.
Well, he destroys all bowls.
I know,
And
but
so this one is supposed to be special
how
for,
about just a
for special
metal
dogs.
metal bowl? Metal.
It's got a ring around it. I don't know.
Hey, good
We'll
luck.
see.
If you get a dog bowl that the dog can't tip over, then what you get is a dog that will drool and shake that drool all over your house. You cannot win. It's a rule of dogness.
Oh, yeah, he does that too. He
Yeah.
does both.
Oh, a double winner. Nice. So
Yeah.
the money thing.
Yes.
When you are dealing with somebody and you have like a communal project, do you want to work with somebody who is what you would consider reasonable, or do you want to work with somebody who's like every last stinking dime is gonna kill them? They're gonna die on the hill of every last stinking dime.
Doy.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, and it's weird. This particular person that I have to deal with, it just spouts out these numbers, and it's wishful thinking numbers, and you just want to say to the person, you're a crazy person. Nobody is going to buy this old sock for $50. Like, it's not going to happen. It's not an old sock, but you get the point. I don't know. What do you do with those people? What do you say to the person who wants every last dime and you just think they're out of their mind? What do you can present them
Bye-bye.
with data? Oh, you say what?
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye. I don't get that choice. So other than that, like if you had a Kool-Aid stand with a friend and you said, everybody on the block is going to buy this Kool-Aid if we price it at 50 cents. And your friend said, but it's really hot. Or they didn't even say it's really hot. If they just said, no, we can get $1. And you're looking at them like, no, for $1, they can go to the corner and buy a real drink.
I would say, okay, for 15 minutes, we'll charge $1. And if we can sell 3 glasses of lemonade in 15 minutes and make $3, then we'll keep it $1. If people just keep walking by, then we're going to try it my way.
Well, the problem with this particular item that I have to sell is it's kind of like, imagine a bag of spinach. Every hour that it's out there in the hot sun, it's
Yeah.
more of compost and less of spinach.
Sell it as compost.
Compost doesn't sell for as much as the bag of spinach. So I'm kind of screwed, and I don't quite know what to do here. It's not that I don't like making money as well as the next person. I just I don't know. You're going to hear the next thing you're going to see when I post a picture for the podcast is me just tearing my hair out in fistfuls. That's,
No, don't. Keep your hair. Keep
that's
your
what
hair.
I'm gonna-
It's
and
not worth it.
also, this person has a list of things that I should do.
Oh, of course.
And also a list of
The
things to
infamous
ask
list.
the spousal list, the spousal. Maybe you could just ask your spouse. My spouse is about to divorce me over this list of things that he could do. Be easy for him, says the person. Just simple. Just have him do it. Like, no.
6-word response.
Go
There's
F
a
yourself.
6-word
Wait, go
response to
F
that person.
yourself. That's 4 words.
No,
And if you make
you're
yourself
not
one word,
You're not the boss of me.
well, technically they might be.
What?
Technically, maybe
but-
they are.
Oh, well, then quit that job.
Yeah, there's a job I'm leaving as soon
you
as
go.
possible. That, it's funny you should mention that. We sat at this wedding across from this young man who couldn't figure out what he wanted to do, and he got a job, and it's a good job, and he likes it there, but he's bored. He's very, very bored. And he's 20-something years old. And I looked at him and said, well, what do you really want to do? And he said, I love urban planning. I thought, well, go get a degree in urban planning then. State school near you? And yeah, it's got a great program. I said, so why don't you do this? And he said, well, I'm worried that when I do it, it won't be as fun as I imagine that it would be. And I said, first of all, no job is as fun as you imagine it would be. And
That's why it's called work.
and the second thing is that you would probably enjoy it more, and there'll be some of those jobs that you'll hate and some that you'll really love. So, but you're guaranteed to have a job you really don't like if you stay where you are. That's a guarantee. So what is with people who won't take any risk at all? And he's like, well, my girlfriend's here and the school is there. And I said, if she's any kind of girlfriend, and you said, I'd like to pursue my dream of a career of urban planning and I want to get a degree. And she says, no, I don't want that. Then she's not a girlfriend. She's something else. I don't understand why people don't do the thing they want to do. If you have to feed your family and you have to work 2 jobs and the only jobs you can get are working at McDonald's and cleaning houses, well, then you really don't have a choice. But here's a kid with already 1 college degree and he's making a good living. And why are people scared of doing the thing that they really want to do? What is that?
I think helicopter parenting probably causes that problem.
You think? How so?
I think that kids now aren't getting the chance to make decisions on their own. I think that parents are way too involved in their kids' lives. Not that, I'm still involved in my kids' lives, but I also trusted my kids to a certain degree to make right decisions in their lives so that they weren't afraid to move forward and try new things, if that makes sense.
Well, you must have also supplied the information that if they screwed up and nobody got hurt, it would be okay still.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. And they all knew that. And they all know, they all knew to fly. We have your back, but fly.
I think that people have a fantasy of a job, and if the job that they have doesn't measure up to the fantasy, then they decide that it's all no good. Some jobs you'll hate, and they're on the way to the job you'll love. My mother used to say something really smart. She used to say, well, the days I really enjoy, I figure I'm volunteering. And the days that are crappy, I just calculate my salary on those, by which calculation they're paying me a whole lot of money. So
there you go.
I love that attitude. My mother had some smart things to say about work. She said, this is my other favorite. And I actually made the most famous air personality who was known to never laugh at anything laugh when I hired this disaster of an agent who went to jail, I'd like to add. And he had a lot of my money, and I didn't think I was going to see any of it back. And this famous person said, how do you like working with, name a felon? And I said, well, I'm done with him now, but it was cheaper than an MBA. And he just lost it. Cheaper than an MBA is how I get out of a lot of financial disasters. If I make a bad decision, I just say it was cheaper than an MBA.
There you go.
Yeah, that's kind of like if you're married to the spouse and some days are not so great, you go, well, it's cheaper than a divorce.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's way cheaper than a divorce.
Yeah, I got a parking ticket for parking, and I checked the damn signs. I just didn't go far enough down the street. So it was a $60 ticket. And again, I have a reserve weapon. The reserve weapon is that every single dent in the car was made by the spousal unit. And that if I fixed them, it would be way more expensive than my $60 ticket. So eat that. But I don't say it.
There you go.
I just think to myself, cheaper than a divorce.
Speaking of divorces and stuff.
Oh?
So I told you that Frankie's been in Chicago visiting his mother, who
Yes.
just celebrated her 83rd birthday over the weekend.
Nice.
But since he's been gone so long ago, I can't remember now.
Okay.
But I haven't slept in our bed since he left. I've been sleeping on
Aw.
the couch, surrounded by furry things that make me sneeze in the morning.
So is this going to be permanent? Are you going to leave your marital bed and sleep with the
No.
dogs now?
No, I was saving it for him.
Ah.
And we do have one dog that sneaks into bed with us, and I don't know how this happens because it's the bulldog
Oh, ugh.
who is neither stealth nor quiet.
Well, and they're smelly and drooly.
Well, she's not smelly.
They're always smelly. Bulldogs smell. Hound dogs smell worse.
Belly doesn't smell. I take her to the beauty parlor. She
Yeah.
goes to the spa.
Yeah, well, if I only took a shower like once every 2 months, I wouldn't smell too good either.
Jerry smells bad.
Oh,
my
God.
God.
All right, well, I'm glad to know that your marriage is safe.
Yep, I can't wait to see him. I cleaned our room even.
Ooh,
So,
that's romantic. When you clean the room, that's a hot night waiting to happen. So,
especially when you throw away a bunch of crap and say, he'll never miss it. He doesn't know it's good.
well, I hope you have a hot time tonight.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
Thanks for listening to Turi Writer's She Said What podcast. Assuming you like what you heard, you might want to leave us a good review and maybe pick up my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air, which you can get from your independent bookseller or that giant website that sells absolutely everything.